take off the mill scale from hot rolled, which also works great for taking off rust. Using water. I got 5 gallons of water in here. Measured it, 5 gallons. Then we've got 5 gallons of muriatic acid. I put 3 in. I'll put the other 2 in right now. See how I do it. Notice I'm wearing some disposable gloves. Good idea. Not mandatory, but good idea. Or you could use some like this that are a little longer and they're not disposable. They'll last for a year or 2. I hardly ever wear them though, unless my tank's really deep. So what we've got here is 2 bottles of muriatic acid, which is hydrochloric acid. It's roughly 31% diluted already, but it's still pretty dang strong. You don't want to use it straight. You want to use it mixed in water, equal parts. So what I do is I take a small pocket knife and I start to pour it in gently. Then I poke a hole in the bottom, and as you can see, it comes out readily. And that's 4 gallons of muriatic acid. Here's the 5th gallon. Tip it, poke it. You don't have to stir your water or anything fancy, just get it in there. The drawback to a muriatic acid bath is simple. The fumes, even though you can't smell this now. When it's straight you can, because it's just potent as hell. But when it's diluted 1-to-1, you can hardly smell it. But there's still fumes, and those fumes will travel, I swear, 50, 60 feet, maybe more, and start rusting stuff that's exposed to the fumes. So you don't want to leave the tank uncovered. I usually get done and I dilute it real well and dump it and flush it down the parking lot here, and I'm done. This ratio 1-to-1 is not written in the Bible. It's not that important. I mean, you can have 3 gallons of muriatic acid in 5 gallons of water. It's just going to take a little longer. You could have 5 gallons of water and 8 gallons of muriatic acid. It's going to be a lot quicker, but it's also going to smell pretty bad for a day or 2. Okay, now we'll throw some steel that I've laid out. This is actually a piece of cold rolled steel, but it's been around for a couple years and it's rusty, and I want to clean it up before I do a patina. So we'll lay that in there. And there's plenty of room for a lot more. This is a piece, it's actually an 8-ounce die holder. So we'll get the rust off and the mill scale at the same time. Grungy, that is. This is also cold roll, but it's been around in an outdoor laydown yard for 100 years, and it's in pretty bad shape. We're going to show you the difference when I take that out. Here's a 10-year-old piece of 1/4-inch mild steel A36. Pitted, rusty, originally hot rolled. In she goes. Piece of hot rolled, pretty bad shape, but we'll clean it up in no time. And this piece here I cut out a long time ago, and as you can see, it's in pretty rough shape. I'll get it dark so you can see it. It's in pretty rough shape. We're going to clean that up and make it look brand new. Okay, it's been about 35 minutes. Some of these that were really bad are still probably going to need a little time, but you'll get the idea. If you can remember how gnarly this one was, we're going to hit that with water. And yes, I always rinse right back into the tank. It doesn't really hurt anything. And you can see that's good enough. You can clean that up really quick with a flat disc. It looks pretty good. But it could go back in for another 15 or 20 minutes and get all the rest of that off too. So what I do is rinse it down good, and then take some compressed air that's filtered and not spitting oil or contaminants, and you want to get that moisture off of there as quick as you can so it doesn't flash rust. And you'll see it get a lot lighter after it gets dried. Let me hold the look right here, maybe you can see it. And do both sides. You don't really want to do the air over your tank and risk splashing it up on you, but I'm just trying to get it in the good light for the camera. But you can see that gets it bone dry, and then you can set it aside and it's ready for flat disking. That's just pure virgin gray steel. No scale, no rust, except for a few spots that could go back in. But let's look at some of the other ones that came out of here. Here's that Indian end of trail image. Clean on both sides. Get it with water. There's some talk about dipping all this stuff into another bath with a base like calcium carbonate or baking soda. It's not necessary. It's just an extra step that does nothing. Because if you rinse it well, you're not going to have anything on there that's going to cause any problems. You can if you want, if it makes you feel good, but you don't need to. So rinse it off good, air dry it. Now on these other ones, I'm not going to dry them. I'm just going to show you that they'll come out a little dirty sometimes, but by the time you hit them with water, you've got virgin steel. I don't know what the camera can see and what it can't. But I always do both sides. Get all the acid bath off of it. Won't hurt anything if you leave it on, but it'll make it rust, and you might not want that. Here's that deer. Remember how dirty that was and how rusty and cruddy it was? Now it's virgin steel. But here's that piece that was so cruddy from sitting out for so long. And we've got these 1/4-inch discs. They're going to need to go back in. Where they touched in the tank, it didn't get it very good. Thank you very much. This is Bill with Steel FX. I'll be back with some more videos shortly. Thank you.